Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for yoga today. My name is Kirsten and I'm excited for our practice today. We're going to have a really nice flow, we're going to build up some good heat, and I even have some notes so that I don't forget anything in our sequence. Hopefully they'll actually help me. Let's start off by just planting our feet and just taking some time to just feel where the body's at tonight. Rolling open through those shoulders. Just letting the shoulder blades settle down the back, maybe shifting your weight on the bottoms of your feet a little bit, soles of the feet. Feeling that lift up through the banda muscles, through the core muscles, just locking into place, lengthening up the back of the neck. Maybe just feeling where the upper back is at, if you need to add any movement there. Feeling where those hips are at, if you'd like to take some rotation or sweep out through that hip socket. Roll out through your toes. As the weather is getting warmer and we're spending more time outside walking or running, you can really take the extra time to stretch through those toes, through the arches of the feet, whatever you need. And then finding even pressure on all parts of your feet with your shoulders rolled wide, really strong mountain Tadasana. Inhale, scooping up your breath. And exhale, press through your palms, sink the shoulders down the back, close the ribs to the hips. Again, inhaling to lift up. Scooping up, lifting through the heart. Exhale, open across the collarbones, really wide from shoulder to shoulder. Inhale, beginning to root through those feet even more. Exhale, last time, pressing through your palms. And inhaling up. Exhale, diving down into a forward fold. And just taking a moment to hang out there in your forward fold. And if you'd like to, you can sway again. Just taking stock of where you're at, noticing where those muscles and joints are. If you need to shake out your head a little bit. Just seeing what you need today, what you need with your practice. Taking one more breath, feeling that expansion in the upper back, in the backs of the legs, in the belly. Inhale, halfway up, long spine. Exhale, back down, drop the chin. Inhale, all the way up, rooting through the feet, lifting tall. Exhale and open into a strong mountain stance. Inhaling up. Exhale to dive. Reach through the crown of the head, reach back through the sits bones, still spiraling the thigh bones in. Taking any arm position that you like in this forward fold as you just let the backs of the legs unwind. As you let the upper back and shoulders relax with gravity. Start to relax the muscles in your face, being aware of every part of your breath. Feel that extension of the knees to the wall behind you. Releasing any hold you might have. Inhaling halfway up, stretch the spine. Exhale, back down. Inhaling all the way up, lifting tall. Exhale to your mountain posture. And if you're not at the top of your mat, come on up to the top of your mat. Spread out through your toes. Find your mountain pose. Deep inhale up. Exhale to dive down, long spine. Drop the chin. Inhale halfway. Exhale back down, planting the palms. Take that right leg, giant step back, finding a tall lunge. Just starting our practice with a sun salutation. Really strong reach back through that back foot. Taking the time to find a tall mountain spine. So your back is extending from the tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head, reaching tall. Your front foot has even pressure on all parts of the foot, so your heel is equal to the toes. And I'm just going to take a little right to left sway here, just moving through those hips, Shifting the body weight, whatever is going to work to let that hip open up a little bit. Just little rotations through that back ankle, drawing some circles with my belly button. Bringing it back center, plant the palms, step into a plank. Shoulders are right on top of the wrists. Bring the shoulders away from the ears. You can be on your toes or you can be on your knees. You can go back and forth between those two options. Starting to feel the undersides of the knuckles engaged to the mat. Taking a couple breaths here, letting your muscles kick in on this plank pose. Standing firm on your feet, squeezing those leg muscles, letting them hug the bones. Exhaling the belly button up into the spine. And use your next exhale to lower the body all the way down to your mat. Elbows are in tight. Flatten through your toenails. Inhale, peel the chest off the mat. Find a baby cobra. Send the heart forward. And if you'd like to float the hands next to the ribs, you can. Baby cobra, breathing into the belly, pulling the shoulders back and open. Extending through the top of the head. And then bringing that back down, plant your palms, elbows tucked tight, inhale, pressing up any amount into cobra. Really thinking about your form, seeing where you're at tonight, breathing into the belly, reaching back through the toes, checking those shoulders away from the ears, sending the center of the ribs forward. Take one more breath. Inhale, your toes under. Exhale, shift it back. Sinking into your first downward dog of our practice together. If you'd like to, you can just pedal that out, walk the dog, find where those leg muscles are at. A really big extension through the arms, the undersides of the knuckles. Feel the base of the fingers connecting to the mat. Letting both heels melt down, maybe slightly repelling from each other. Little spiral in of the thigh bones, heart melts down between the shoulders. One more breath all the way up the spine. Exhaling, nice look forward. Breathing as you step forward, find your forward fold. Relaxing the upper body. Spreading out through your toes. Inhale all the way up. Strong through your arms, strong through your legs. Exhale to your heart center, drawing that midline of your body, letting your breath quiet, and taking a deep inhale. Exhale, dive down, long spine. Drop the chin. Inhale halfway. Exhaling back down, hands to either side of your feet, taking that left leg this time, taking a big step back, finding your tall lunge on this side of the body. Again, taking the time to place your feet if you need to wiggle your back foot back, reaching back strong through that back foot, reaching forward through the heart, through the top of the head, evening out the pressure in the front foot. And if you'd like to, on this side of the body, if there's room, you can add that right to left shift. Just adding some sway, letting that hip open. Being mindful with your practice. So thinking about that yoga mindset of doing no harm. And that can be with your practice, with your breath, with your thoughts. You can circle through that navel a little bit, roll through the back foot. You can extend that do no harm mindset to the rest of your day. As you think about different choices that you're making, you can think, is this something that's going to be helpful to me? And that's not always an easy thing to answer, but I challenge you to consider your life in that way. Let's step into plank. Spread out through your fingers, shoulders away from the ears. Find that plank, taking a breath or two here. Finding those muscles, letting the creases of the elbows spin forward. Feeling the shoulder blades sink down the back. Take one more breath, inhaling, exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling up into your cobra. Again, finding that lifted spine, but any amount of lifted spine. You can stay low, you can press high, You want to keep the shoulders away from the ears and reach the heart forward. Inhaling your toes under. Exhale, sitting back into your downward dog. Take a couple breaths here. Downward dog is a recovery posture. And if you ever need a greater recovery, you can always bring it into a child's pose. And if you ever are part of our practice together and you need to go to a downward dog for a moment and then re-jump in to wherever we're at, you can do that too. You want to take your time with your practice and just go where you need to go. Eyes look forward. Walking up left and right. Find your forward fold. Relaxing into that posture. Relax the upper body. Spread out the toes. You can use your fingers to spread them out a little bit if you need to. Inhale all the way back up. Unfurl your spine tall. Exhale into your heart center. Draw that midline. All the way to your mountain, taking up that space with your pose and with your breath. All right, continuing from here. So hopefully you're starting to feel kind of warmer and you're ready to keep going with that breath and with that movement. Top of your mat. Spread out through the toes again. Find your mountain posture. Open across the heart. Take a deep breath. Scoop it up, extend tall. Exhale and dive down. Long spine. Drop the chin. Inhale halfway. Exhaling back down into a plank. You can step or hop. Taking a breath here. Move through your chaturanga, scooping through with the heart. Inhaling up into cobra. Up dog on the tops of your feet if you are feeling warm enough for that. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. Into your plank. Inhale, rounding through that spine. Deep inhale, exhale, chaturanga, scoop through. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to your downward facing dog. One more time. Leading through the center of the rib cage. Shoulder blades. Inhaling to your plank. Exhaling to your chaturanga. Inhaling up into your cobra or up dog. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. And from here, lowering those knees. Centering up in a table. So taking a minute to get your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips so you're starting off in a very stable posture. Planting those palms, creases at the elbows, spin forward. Right leg extends. So you can stay right here if you like. And if you want to add on right here, bending those elbows, diving the heart forward, chaturanga arms. And you want to feel as if your heart is going to reach the mat before your chin does. Doing that one more time. As you lower the heart, reach up through your floating leg. And then as you come out of this, tuck the back toes, extend, and draw your knee into your chin. Exhale. Bending that knee back down to your mat. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lift and tuck that knee into the chin. 2 more times. Big inhale. And exhale, pull in. Last time. Exhale, pull in. And this time, lowering that knee. Chaturanga down. Cross that right leg behind the left and sit the hips back into a variation on child's pose. So you might not be able to sit your hips all the way back the same way that you would in child's pose. Take a moment here to play with the shape of your pose. If you need to walk your hands back a little to help those hips sink into this big IT band, stretch here. Taking about 3 breaths. Feeling some expansion into the low back. Into the hips. 1 more breath, nice and slow. Hands crawl forward. Plant your palms. Hands are big. Coming forward onto the knees. Extend that right leg again. Tuck the back toes right into a 3-leg dog. Reach tall as you can. And then take a big step forward, planting your foot, planting your back foot, cartwheeling up, Warrior two. Finding that tall posture. Ooh, nice and warm. So take a minute here just to set the shoulders down the back, widen through that front knee, get your feet where they need to be. Turn your gaze down the long middle of the front arm. Inhaling to lift up, scooping through. Exhale, sinking into your warrior stance. See where the depth of that lunge is. How low can you take this posture and still have good control? Inhaling up. Exhale, press through your palms. Trying to create resistance in those arms with those muscles. And you can either keep your gaze forward or you can look at that right thumb as it moves. One more time. Exhaling low into that lunge. Taking this all the way back down to your mat. Step into your plank. Flow through your asana. Inhaling. Exhale. Scoop through. Inhale. Up. Exhaling back. Eyes look forward. Stepping or hopping into your forward fold. Big toes come together. Everything locks to the midline. Bend the knees. Inhale to a chair posture. So with chair, you can start high. As you sit back and draw those thumbs back, then you are going to find more challenge. So figure out where you need to be in your pose. If it bothers your shoulders, heart center, or a mountain, whatever is going to work for you. Take 3 more breaths. Push firm through those feet. Push back through the hips. Reach through the crown of the head. Exhale the navel inward. Last breath here. Breathing big out of the mouth. Inhale to lift. Push through the heels. And exhale, dive down, long spine. Drop the chin. Inhale halfway. Exhale, step or hop to your plank. Take a breath at the top of your plank and move through your asana. Inhale to lift and open the heart. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Finding yourself all the way into that pose. And then rounding through the upper back. Bring yourself back into your plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift. Giving yourself time to arrive in that pose. Exhale, back into your downward dog. Leading with the center of the shoulder blades. Roll into your plank. Take an inhale. Exhale. Scoop through. And again, back into your downward facing dog. Lowering the knees into your tabletop. Taking a moment to get yourself squared up. Making sure you start from a stable place. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, creases of the elbows spinning forward. And this time your left leg extends long. Trying your best to keep the hips level. Keeping those shoulders away from the ears. Reaching forward as you bend the elbows in a chaturanga. Squeeze the glutes. And then bringing that up and doing that again as long as you can through that leg. As you extend up, tuck the back toes. Draw your knee toward your chin as you extend. Big exhale. Inhale back down to the mat. Reach. Exhale. So just moving with your breath here. Inhaling to extend. Leading with that heart. Exhaling to pull that knee in. 2 more times. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Last one. Extending long. Keep that back knee down. Cross the left behind the right and have a seat back. Finding that variation on your child's pose. Taking some time to play with the shape of your pose. Letting those hips settle. Finding a good stretch here. Feeling nice and warm. You can shift your weight right or left. You can move your feet, your hips, your hands. Really sending your hips back by pressing through the fingertips or through the palms. Whatever feels more natural. 1 more breath down the spine. Planting your palms, shifting forward. Uncrossing that back leg, reaching way up
into a 3-leg dog. Reach, reach, reach. As tall as you can. Exhale, stepping forward and through. Planting your feet in a warrior stance. Cartwheeling up to find your warrior two. So again, in warrior two, we take the time to place our feet. We set the shoulders down the back. Send your gaze down the forward arm. Front knee is nice and wide. Feel the depth of that pose. Where is that point that is at the edge of your pose? You have good control and good challenge. Inhale to lift. Exhale, pressing through the palms. And again, inhale, lift, feet are firm. Exhale, squeeze the shoulders down the back. And again, keeping it rooted through, creating resistance in those arms. And again, inhale, lift. And exhale. So tall, using that exhale to zip up the core muscles. Last time. Inhaling up. Exhaling, sinking low, cartwheeling down to your mat, stepping into your plank, and taking a breath, moving through that asana, inhaling to lift, exhaling into your downward facing dog. Eyes looking forward, step or hop. Woo. Landing soft, relaxing through the shoulders. Big toes come together. Soften your knees as you come up, finding your chair pose. You can either stay right here, keeping everything zipped up strong. If you want to add on, hinging at the hip. Reach back through those hips, sweeping one arm around the clock. Inhale, exhale, switch. Trying to move your hands perfectly in opposition to each other. Keeping those legs strong. Keeping the top of the head reaching forward, hips reaching back. 4 more breaths. Inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other. Navel pulls up into the body, away from the legs. Last one. Both arms extend. Big breath up. Exhaling into your mountain. Rolling back and through. Oh my goodness. So if you are sweating, if you're warm, good, me too. We're gonna keep on moving as we keep going. So come on back to the top of your mat, doing so well. Shoulders roll back, spread out through your toes, lift up through those kneecaps, and I'm going to check those notes that I said I had because I want to make sure that we don't forget anything here. Got it, we're good. Get excited, guys. We have some good stuff coming up here. So our muscles are warm, we're ready. Lift up through the kneecaps, spiral the thigh bones in. Deep inhale, up. Exhale, dive down, long spine. Drop the chin. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or hop into your plank. Toes or knees, taking a breath and moving through that chaturanga. Inhaling, lift. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Lowering into your tabletop. Inhale, that right leg extend and dive it forward. Exhale, tuck under and through. One more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw it through, planting your foot, planting the back foot in a warrior stance. Front toes are forward, back heel slides back. Inhale up, find your warrior two once more. Set the shoulders down the back, square the hips and shoulders to the long edge of your mat. We're so strong. Reaching through both fingers. And again, inhaling up. Exhale, sinking back down. And from here, one more time. Inhaling up. Exhale, sinking through. Finding the lowest warrior two you can find. Flip your palm, reverse your warrior. Lifting up as tall as you can through those top fingers. Bottom hand can wrap the low back if you like. Open the side body, breathe into the side ribs. One more breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale, find your warrior two. Lifting that back heel as we pivot. We're gonna turn the shoulders. Pull the core muscles around. Letting that back heel pivot, you can adjust your feet, turn the shoulders to a revolved lunge. Looking over that shoulder, still reaching back strong through your straightened leg. And from here, taking your front hand down to the mat, opening into your revolved lunge. Firming up, stacking the shoulders, right over left. Breathing strong, one more breath, get tall through the top of the head. Now taking your two peace fingers, your two flight attendant fingers, we're gonna hook the big toe. Now you don't have to hook that toe, you can just hold the leg, you can let go at any time. So hooking that, spinning to the blade of the foot, and then as you feel ready, into a side plank. So you can also just hook outside here, you can put this down, you can be on your knee in a side plank. So figuring out the variation that you like. And if you're hooking that toe and you have room to extend, go for it. And if not, we're just open. Breathe, breathe, breathe. One more breath. And then bringing it right back around. Planting your foot, hooking that big toe again. Taking a giant step forward onto this front foot. So again, I'm hooked right here. You can let go at any time. I can let go at any time. Giant step forward, pushing strong through that standing foot. And taking a moment to find your forward fold. From here, extending that leg back. Find a warrior three or 3-point stance. You can bend those elbows to draw your heart down further. You can have a chair in front of you to grab onto. And if you want to be particularly daring, you can take that left hand and reach long against your left leg. And from here, bringing that floating foot back, shifting your weight to your left heel and your left foot. Push strong through that left heel. Rise up. Trying to stack shoulders over hips. So again, you can keep a hold of that big toe and extend. And if that's not comfortable, you can hold that knee and extend. Your other hand, mountain, or you can extend up. So figure out where you need to be. Abs pulling tight. Option to hinge open. Breathe, 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 breathe. Slowly bringing that back center, releasing that down. Sweeping out through your hips. Great job. We're going to do all of that on the other side. I'm going to do my best to give that to you in the same order. I think we can do it. Top of your mat. Spread out through your toes. Roll your shoulders back and open. Lift up through the knees, taking a moment to feel centered on both feet. Inhale to lift. Exhale to dive down. Long spine into your plank, step or hop. Take a breath. Exhale through. Inhaling, lifting up, cobra or upward dog. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Right into your tabletop. Left leg extends long. Inhale, chaturanga, reach and extend. Exhale, tuck the back toes, draw the knee in. One more time. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, tuck, pull that knee in. Step into your warrior two. Get a nice low warrior lunge. Finding where you need to be. Squaring up to the long edge of your mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale. And again, inhale, lift up. Exhale, find the depth of that lunge. Flip the front palm. Reverse that warrior. Get as long as you can through those top fingers. Breathe into the side of the ribs. You can wrap that back hand if you'd like to. Lift the side of the rib cage up toward the ceiling. Lots of good breath. Releasing out of that. Inhaling here. Starting to lift that back heel as you rotate through. Revolving into revolved lunge. Looking over that shoulder. Really, really strong. You're using the core muscles to twist your body around. Reach through the top of the head. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Reach back strong through your back foot. Take that front hand, lowering down. Open across the shoulders. Big rotated lunge. Stacking left over right. Breathing big to expand the ribs. Keeping that strength and support through the legs. Closing this down. Hooking with your left hand, left piece fingers. Hook that left big toe. And just turning to pivot to the blade of your back foot. You can stay right here with that grip. And then feeling where you're at, finding your side plank. You can hold any way you need to. Find where you need to be with that side plank. So strong. Breathe, 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 breathe. Keeping the shoulders stable. You can do this with your bottom leg extended or with your knee bent. Closing that back up. Giant step. Hooking that big toe as you need to. Remember, you can let go anytime. Giant step forward. Taking a moment to just find yourself. And keeping your left fingers on the left big toe as you feel ready. Extending that right leg back, floating that in a 3-point stance. You can use your arms to bend the elbows, helping to draw your heart more into that forward fold, into that 3-point stance. Lowering that down. Oop, nope, we forgot something. So if you're feeling that daring side on this side of the body, firm up through your abs. You can take that right arm and streamline it along the right leg. Reach through the top of the head, keeping your extension in both directions. Then bringing that back down, switching your weight to your right side. Push through that heel. Lifting tall, shoulders over hips. Your right arm is in mountain. We're extending up. You can hook that knee. So we're trying to draw the shoulders on top of the hips. And sometimes we're kind of forward. And you just want to do your best to bring those shoulders over hips. You can step out of that pose at any time. Come back. I don't know about you guys. I'm sweating, sweating, sweating. If you can, sweeping open. I'm going to catch that knee. Open the heart. Open the hips. Stand tall. Lift that vertebrae one by one up out of that tailbone, bringing it back front and releasing out of your pose. Nice job. Oh my gosh, dripping with sweat. If you are warm, yes, you should be. Your muscles are working hard and your breath is really keeping that body temperature up as well. Oh, nice work. I feel like I should have a towel here to kind of mop off. I think as it gets warmer, my basement is maybe warming up a little bit too. Come back to the top of your mat. We are warm, it's a good thing. Roll open. Find your feet. Feel where your hips are at. So if your hips are like a bucket of water, we want them level. So we have some good engagement all the way around. We're not tipping it forward. We're not spilling it backward. We're level. Our shoulders are level, collarbones, gaze, top of the head. Spreading out through your toes. Inhale to scoop up that breath. Exhale, diving down, long spine. Drop your chin. Inhale halfway. Exhale back into your plank step or hop to get there. Take a breath. And from here, toes or knees, inhaling one foot back. Exhale, bring it back center. Other side, inhale, reach your toe to the wall behind you. Long extension from head to toe. You can do this from your knees, inhaling, bringing it back. As you exhale, navel pulls in. And again, last time here, we're gonna get that right toe. Extended deep breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, lifting up. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, right into a 3-leg dog. Right leg extends way, way, way up. As tall as you can. Get your feet as far away from each other. Let that left heel melt down toward the floor. Let your shoulders melt, or your heart melt between your shoulders. And exhale, drawing that all the way across. Elbow, or your knee goes to your opposite elbow. Inhaling to lift up. Exhaling across and through. You can tell I get distracted. I hear my dogs barking up there. Inhale, lift. One more time. Drawing that belly button in. Last one here. Threading through to the blade of the foot. Letting that rotation happen. Switching to your both feet fall in triangle. So you're pulling the shoulders down. You're squeezing those legs. Spine is tall. And from here you can just add a little knee bend in each direction. Whatever's gonna work. And then extending, letting that hip drop, having a seat. And from here, you can stretch out through that shoulder, interlock all 10 fingers, roll out through your wrists. Other way. So sitting tall, flexing through your feet. And you want to make sure, if you need a block to sit on to make it more comfortable for your hips, you can. Shoulders roll back, extending long into your straddle. Inhale up. Exhale, dive the heart forward as long as you can. Trying to keep your back flat, keeping those toes pointed up. You're pulling the kneecaps upward. And then when you can't keep your back flat anymore, just allowing the chin to drop, rounding it into that wide leg straddle. One more breath here. Inhale, you're crowning your head taller. Legs are active, rolling that up. So from here, you can plant your palms and point through those legs, squeeze the quads. And if you can, without reclining back too far, see if you can pick up one leg and then the other. And then one and the other. And 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Tough stuff. From here, taking your left hand and you're planting it behind your hip in a gate pose. So digging those heels in, activating. Inhale, sweep tall. Finding that gate. Exhale, bringing that back down. One more time. Big extension, squeeze your butt. And then if you have room, you can bend through that right knee a little. Dropping those hips. Bringing it back. Closing this up. Spinning around to that fallen triangle. Planting your hands right into a 3-leg dog. Inhale, way up. Exhale as you step forward and through. Into your forward fold. Relaxing into that forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to your heart center. Into your mountain posture. Feel where your posture is at. Feel how your shoulders are sitting beneath your ears. Roll out through those wrists a little bit. We do a lot of support with our arms and our hands. It's good to roll through those wrists. There's a lot of bones and joints happening, so it's good to roll them out and through. All right, same thing on the other side. Top of your mat, spread out through your toes. Roll back. Deep inhale. So strong. Exhale, diving down all the way into your pose. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or hop into your plank. Taking a breath. Chaturanga through. Inhale, up. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Left leg inhales way up. As tall as you can, exhales, drawing across the body. Doing it again, reaching as tall as you can. Let that right heel melt down. Heart melts down between the shoulders. Get as much distance as you can between your feet. Reach, reach, reach. And then drawing across toward the opposite elbow. A couple more times here. Inhale to extend. Exhale, navel pulls in. Shoulders are stable away from the ears. One more time. Exhale, threading through. Threading that needle. Centering on the left hand, opening into your fallen triangle. So you're tall through the spine, shoulders are away from the ears. Really strong in your core. You can bend into your pose a little bit. You can try with one leg bent, both legs, whatever feels better. And then from here, having a seat, finding that straddle. on this side of the body. So sitting tall, lifting up. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinge. Trying to think about walking those sits bones backward. You can take a minute to adjust your stance. Keeping your toes pointed to the ceiling, so you're not allowing the hip sockets to roll in, but you're keeping them nice and wide. One more breath here. And rolling up, planting your right hand behind your right hip, inhaling up in gate. Squeezing through those legs, exhale, bringing that back down. One more time, inhaling up. And you can go ahead if you have room for it, bending through your left knee. Flexing strong through that right foot. Back to a straightened leg. Closing this back, switching your hands, turning the hips, fallen triangle. Closing all the way back up to your mat, three-leg dog. Big inhale, exhale, walking it forward and through. Relaxing through the upper body, the shoulders, the head and the neck. Shake that out if you need to. Spread out through your toes. Inhale all the way up, unfurl your spine, strengthen through the legs. Exhale, open wide into your mountain posture. Take a moment, notice how your shoulders are sitting, how your arms are hanging off the shoulders. See where your legs are at. Beautiful job. Come back to the top of your mat. We're getting there, guys. We're almost there. You should be really, really warm from your practice. We're going to continue to open the body with some more back chain extension, more back chain activity. So spreading out through those toes, lifting up through your kneecaps. Deep inhale, scooping up your breath. Exhale, dive down, long spine. Drop the chin. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or hop into your plank. Taking a breath. Chaturanga down and through. Inhaling to lift. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up. Stepping through. Planting your foot. And then just bringing it around to the side. Wide leg stance. Hands come up to your hips. Strong spine as you hinge up. So taking the outside edges of the feet, the blades of the feet, creating a parallel line. We are zipping up through those core muscles. Plant your feet down, draw all the muscles up to the middle of the body. Zipped up strong, let all those bandha muscles lock into place. Inhale, lift, legs are so active. Exhale, dive down, wide feet. So this is like our wide leg stance from the floor, but we have different support. Feet are very engaged to the mat. You can stay right here, or if you'd like, you can place your hands down to the mat. You could be on a block here. If you have room to walk it further, you can bring your hands in between your feet so that your feet and your hands are all lined up. Foot, hand, hand, foot. You can use the elbows to bend the arms. If the top of your head comes toward the ground, that's fine. Let it be there. And if you have room to invite an inversion here, and if you need to move back a little bit so the mat is underneath your top of your head, you can do that. But you can take your hands and create like a little right over left or left over right. You're creating a little cradle for the top of your head. So we're not putting our forehead down, but the crown of the head. And you're using those forearms and you're pushing strong through the forearms. And from here, as you feel ready, you can lift up onto the tiptoes and push through the forearms. We're not putting weight in our neck. We're just really pushing those forearms, so we're pushing away from the floor. Now some of you might feel really stable here and be able to press up and shift your weight so your hips are over your shoulders. Some of you might feel like you can float right up into a headstand. And if you can do that, and that's there for you, then go for it. And if not, don't worry about it. Releasing out of that, bringing it back so that you have your hands to the mat. Just Just walking it back around to the front of your mat. Step into your plank. Take a breath. Move through your chaturanga. Inhaling up into your cobra or your upward dog. Exhaling into your downward facing dog. Inhaling that left leg way up. Stepping forward and through, wide foot stance. Walking it around. Turning your toes to the same direction. Hands come up to the hips. And take a breath, lift tall through the heart. Taking your shoulders, rolling them back. And you can point those toes to the same direction. Feet stick down, drawing those muscles up. Take your hands to your low back, interlock your fingers. Really opening up across the chest and shoulders. Reach through your index fingers. Open the heart, lift the heart to the ceiling. Pull those kneecaps up, big inhale. Exhale, dive the heart forward, legs are active. Your hands can stay low or they can rainbow overhead. Breathe, push through the heels, lift through the heart. Breathe as you hinge, diving, reaching as long as you can through the top of the head. Moving in this wide foot, wide stance, folding fan. Let your breath and the speed of your inhale, the speed of your exhale dictate the speed of your movement. Going for a full range of motion. Allowing your body to arrive fully in the shape of your pose. So we're not rushing this. Expanding through those shoulders, staying strong in the legs. One more time. Long spine as you dive that heart at the top of your last one. Release that out. Roll through those wrists if you need to. Turning into that mat, step into your plank. Toes or knees, take that all the way down to your belly on your mat. Flatten through your toenails. And from here, hands are just right next to the ribs. Inhale up, baby cobra. Toenails are still stuck to the mat. You can extend those arms, cactus out the arms, flare open the heart. Reach through the toes. And then as you squeeze those shoulders back and down, you can abduct and open through the outer thighs. And then bringing that forward and through. Rest for a moment, extend. Inhale, reach and extend, lift. Exhale, squeeze the shoulders back and down, open through the hip. Bring it back center. And then bringing it back down with your breath. 2 more repetitions through. Inhale, lift and extend. Squeezing through your butt. Exhale, squeeze and open. Use the back chain. Inhale. Exhaling, bringing it back. One more time. Extending long, long, long. Exhale, squeeze and open. Inhale, reach. And exhale, bring that back. Drawing those hands next to the ribs. And just tucking the back toes. Pushing yourself up into a plank. Woo! Right into a downward dog. Bending those knees all the way to the mat. Sit it back into a child's pose. And just give yourself a moment to rest. To let your breath travel down your spine. To let the arms become loose and heavy. Crawling the fingertips forward, taking your right hand, thread the needle underneath the left arm, squaring the shoulders to the mat. As you breathe, let the shoulders press toward the floor, breathing into that right shoulder. Try to expand across that shoulder, letting your breath stretch those muscles, keeping it long through the fingertips. And then switching this, so instead of pointing the heart to the mat, we're now going to roll and point the heart to the side wall. You can take your overhead fingers and walk them behind you just a little bit. Breathe again to expand the side body and expand into the upper back. Using the breath to move the muscles and the joints. And slowly come back out of that extending long. Center that up. Taking your left hand, thread the needle, get long through the fingers, square the shoulders to the mat, to the floor, letting those shoulders press downward, pressing the heart downward. getting long through both fingertips. Breathe and expand into your left shoulder. Letting gravity work to press the ribs towards the mat. Expanding your breath into the muscles and bones of your shoulder and of your upper back. And then changing the shape of this pose a little bit, reaching through those left fingertips, turning the rib cage, stacking them right over the left shoulder. If you want to take that right hand and walk it behind you a little bit, breathe into that rotation. Using your breath to expand into your muscles, into your joints. And then slowly bringing that back, center, extending long. Allow the arms to go loose and beginning at the navel, drawing those muscles in. And as you pull in through those core muscles, letting the arms just be very heavy, just going along for the ride as you stack up your spine, letting the vertebrae stack one on top of the other, building up that spine into a tall seated posture. All right, good job. So if you have anything to keep your body warm as we continue into our Shavasana to finish our practice, you can take a minute to grab a sweatshirt or socks or anything to give your body temperature some regulation. Otherwise, we're just going to find a spot, making sure you have room behind you on your mat, and rolling down. If you have anything else to resolve with your limbs, your muscles, your joints, you can take a minute and roll it out, or do any other stretches you need to do. Hands to the knees, circling through your tailbone, just massaging out the low back. And go the other way. Bringing that center, butterfly circles. You can hold the knees or you can release them if you'd like to make some larger rotations. Other direction. And then bringing that center, giving it a little squeeze. If you need to do anything else, you can take a minute to do what you need to do. Just letting your body settle on your mat. Settling the hips, settling the shoulders. Allowing the limbs to relax. And you've done so much breath and body control in the last hour. So now is the time for you to become an observer of your breath. And just notice how your body breathes, the natural rhythm of your inhale and your exhale. Begin to relax across the scalp, softening across the brow, smoothing out the forehead, softening the muscles and the sides of the face, allowing the jaw to go slack, and feeling your tongue floating inside of your mouth. As you continue to breathe, feel the shoulders melt into the mat, releasing any remaining tension from the shoulders, allowing the arms to grow heavy at your sides, relaxing from the shoulders all the way down to the elbows, to the wrists, to the fingertips. And feel the breath move through the torso. Feel the rise and fall of each breath as it moves through the rib cage, through the belly. And with every exhale, feel the body melt into the ground a little bit more. Releasing any remaining tension from your back that you might still be holding on to. as your arms are heavy at your sides, allow the legs to be heavy beneath you, allowing them to rotate in their sockets to a fully relaxed posture. Softening across the hips and the glutes, relaxing all the muscles in the legs from the hips down to the knees. Feeling the legs grow heavier as you relax from the knees down to the ankles, softening through the arches of the feet, and becoming aware of the space in between each one of your toes. Allow the breath to deepen. Let it wash over you from head to toe, allowing it to refresh your limbs, to bring energy to the muscles, to wake them up, rejuvenating all of your muscles, big and small, delivering that oxygen to your fingers and your toes, waking them up. And still keeping everything loose and relaxed, draw the knees up. Extend the right arm overhead. Gently roll yourself onto your right side. And just take a moment for your breath to regulate and for your limbs to acclimate. And as you feel ready, press yourself up to sit comfortably. Feeling the vertebrae lift and float out of the tailbone. Arms are still loose and heavy, lots of space between your ears and shoulders. Take a moment to acknowledge your accomplishments with your practice in the last hour. Take a moment of gratitude for the time you took for your practice tonight, today, and take a moment to acknowledge the challenges that you rose to meet. And take a full breath. And just let it go. Bring your hands together, matching your palms. To your forehead for good thoughts, to your lips for good words, to your heart for good deeds. Take one more very full breath. And just let it go. Namaste. Thank you for joining me to do your yoga today. I really hope that it helped to make your day a little bit better, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for coming. Bye.